Hi friends, in this video we are going to look at the documents that are necessary for getting admission in any engineering college in Mumbai as well as in any part of Maharashtra. Okay, what are these documents? And it's very important to know this beforehand so that at the last moment when the admission process starts, you don't have to run around behind these documents. For admissions in colleges in Maharashtra, engineering colleges in Maharashtra, the entire process is managed by the Directorate of Technical Education. We call it DTE. This body manages all the admissions and the process is called as the CAP rounds, that is Centralized Admission Process. Short form is CAP. At the same time, every college also has a certain institute quota and these seats are filled up by the college itself. Okay, of course it is all under the supervision of the DTE. So these CAP rounds as well as the institute quota, there are certain set rules and regulations and the documents required are also specified. Okay, but let me tell you, for the institute quota, sometimes certain colleges might ask for some extra documents. So in this video, we'll try and talk about those documents as well. Also, there are certain colleges which are fully autonomous. Okay, for example, you have KJ Somaiya or NMIMS. Now, such colleges are not under the supervision of DTE, they are fully autonomous. So the documents they might ask you for admissions can vary from college to college. But again, we'll try and give you a brief outline of all those documents as well. Now, these are some very basic documents which everyone would already have or you would be getting this. Okay, let's just look at this list. Your SSC mark sheet, HSC mark sheet, 12th standard mark sheet, CET scorecard, the result, JEE main scorecard if you have given JEE, your college leaving certificate, which again college will readily give you, and you also need an Indian nationality certificate. Now, what is this Indian nationality certificate? So anything which proves your nationality. It could be your birth certificate, which I think everyone would have. Birth certificate, it could be a domicile certificate, it could be a passport. Okay, I mean the simplest case here is birth certificate. If you have your birth certificate, then nothing else would be required to prove your Indian nationality. Okay, Maharashtra state candidates could be of 4 types: type A, B, C and D, and the documents required will be different for each type. So let's understand what these types are. A type A candidate is one who is born in Maharashtra. The student is born in Maharashtra. His class 10, class 12 exam has been given in Maharashtra itself. That type of candidate is called a type A candidate, and majority of candidates from Mumbai would belong to type A. Okay, now what documents will these people require? First of all, student's domicile certificate. Okay, but it's not a must. If you have your birth certificate, okay, as well as if you have your leaving certificate which mentions your place of birth to be Maharashtra. So if your birth certificate is there, your leaving certificate is there, in that case, domicile is not compulsory. Okay, but if the domicile certificate is there, well and good for type A candidates. Type B, a type B candidate is one where the student doesn't fall in type A. That means either your birth is not in Maharashtra or say your 10th standard is not in Maharashtra, something like that. So the student is not a type A student, but the father or mother has a domicile certificate. Okay, so the student does not have a domicile certificate or it doesn't satisfy the conditions in type A, but the parent has a domicile certificate. Then you are called a type B Maharashtra state candidate. In that case, the document required would be the domicile certificate of your father or mother. Okay, any one parent is allowed. Okay, so your domicile, student's domicile certificate is not there, but parent's domicile certificate is there, then you are called a type D candidate. Type C is where the student is not in type A or B, okay, but the parent is a central government employee and currently posted in Maharashtra. central government employee posted in Maharashtra. In that case, there is a pro forma or a format called as pro forma A, which is to be given by the employer of the parent. Okay, so for example, if your father is employed with some central government agency, okay, then you need to get that pro forma A, that certificate, from that employer. Okay, and the format of this pro forma is given by the DTE in their brochure. So once the brochure for admissions is released by DTE, this pro forma would be given, and then we can get that pro forma A ready from the employer. Similarly, type D is where the student is not from type A or B, but the parent is a Maharashtra state government employee. Type C is central government employee. Type D is Maharashtra state government employee. Again, there is a format called as pro forma B, which must be kept ready by the from the employer. You get that pro forma, so you need to keep that ready for admission purpose. Okay. Let's talk about reserved category candidates and the documents required for reserved category candidates. Scheduled caste and scheduled tribe candidates need a caste certificate and a caste validity certificate, which is valid till 31st March 2021. Of course, you would know this because these would also be required for your 11th standard admissions. So people would be aware of this. If you belong to the VJ, DT, NT, OBC categories, then in addition to the caste and the caste validity certificate, you also need a NCL certificate, non-creamy layer certificate, valid till 31st March 2021. What is this NCL certificate? It is given to those candidates whose family income is less than rupees 8 lakhs. Okay, all these certificates, all these documents can be applied. You can apply for these online, okay, or you can visit the Tehsildar Karyalay in your area and get these certificates. Here, I need to mention one more thing. You have this SEBC quota, or it's more commonly called the Maratha quota, for which it has been in the news a lot last few days. Currently, Supreme Court has put a stay on this SEBC quota, which means as of now we do not have a Maratha quota reservation. But if there is any update which comes up, we will inform you. Okay, but as of now, we are not counting on this Maratha quota or this SEBC quota for this year's admission. Okay, minority category candidates. Let's understand what documents are required for minority category candidates. First of all, understand the difference between reserved category and minority category. Reserved categories are SC, ST, OBC, VJ, NT and so on, caste based. Whereas minority category is different. Okay, minority category could be of two types. One is called linguistic minority, where your mother tongue is not Marathi. We are right now in Maharashtra. So in Maharashtra, the majority community speaks in Marathi. So if your mother tongue is Gujarati, Sindhi, Hindi, Malayalam, okay, you fall within the linguistic minority community. Or if your religion is not Hindu, if you belong to the Muslim community or Jain or Christian community, then you fall within the religious minority. Okay, here understand that it is quite possible that a particular student might fall in both religious as well as linguistic minority. For example, lot of Muslims have their mother tongue as Gujarati, correct? Lot of Jains might have their mother tongue as Gujarati. So in that case, you could fall within both these categories, okay, linguistic minority as well as religious minority. Fine. Now, it is very important to know that lot of colleges in Maharashtra are minority community colleges, okay, and in these colleges, that particular minority community has got a 50% quota, in the sense that half the seats in that particular college are reserved for that particular minority category candidate. Now, this is a very, very big benefit if you belong to that particular category, because getting admission becomes quite simple because there are so many seats reserved for that particular community. For example, DJ Sanghvi is a Gujarati linguistic minority college. Father Agnel is a Christian religious minority college. Rizvi is a Muslim religious minority college. There are so many colleges of this type. Thakur is a Hindi linguistic minority college. Okay, so here lot of seats, half the seats in that college are reserved for your particular community, which is a big benefit. But for getting this benefit, certain documents are required. Let's see what documents. First of all, very important to know that if you want to try for a minority category seat, you have to have your Maharashtra domicile certificate. Absolutely compulsory. Okay, just having your birth certificate and all is not enough. You need to have your Maharashtra domicile certificate. It is a must. Okay. Secondly, there is a Proforma O which will be published in the DTE brochure. Still, the brochure for this year has not come out. Okay, it will come out after the CET results. But we are talking based on last year's rules and regulations. So this DTE brochure contains a Proforma O. So the student has to get that Proforma typed, enter all the details, okay, and that is to be submitted along with your admission documents. Now this is like a proof of your minority category candidate. Okay. Along with this, certain colleges might ask you for some extra documents also. Okay, now what are these extra documents that could be asked at college level? Okay, one is some colleges might ask you for a letter from a registered community mandal. Okay, for example, you have a lot of Gujarati mandals or Jain mandal. Okay, they give certificates to their students mentioning that this particular student belongs to the Gujarati linguistic community, linguistic minority community. Okay, so this kind of a letter could be given as a proof of your being part of minority category. Secondly, if your school or college leaving certificate mentions your religion or mentions your mother tongue, okay, then that also is accepted as a proof. So if you keep these things ready, okay, it would help you in your admissions. This is just a small example of a Gujarati mandal, okay, and they give letters or certificates for students belonging to their community. Okay, so a lot of such mandals are active, but remember they should be registered. Okay, they have a registration number, and on their letterhead they give a letter mentioning that this particular student, they'll mention the name, they'll mention that this student falls within our community, and they should clearly mention whether it's a religious minority or a linguistic minority. Okay, so this was just an example of such a letter. In the year 2019, this EWS is economically weaker section quota was announced. Okay, it's a central government scheme for education as well as for employment. Even in jobs, you have a EWS quota. What is this EWS quota? To understand that people from the general category, okay, people who do not have the benefit of any caste category, they are not OBCs or SC, STs, students from general category who are financially weak, economically weak. For such students, there is a 10% quota in educational institutes. 10% seats are reserved for EWS. Okay, there are certain conditions that you need to satisfy to fall within this category. One is your income, the family income should be less than 8 lakhs. Your residential, your house should be smaller than 1000 square feet. And there are certain other conditions also which you can easily Google and find out. Okay, if you happen to fall within this EWS section, then you need to get this eligibility certificate from the Tehsildar office in your region. Okay, if you are a general category student falling within EWS quota, definitely get this certificate because it will help you get admission. A 10% quota is reserved for you. Okay, and there is a Proforma V again in the DTE brochure. That's the format in which this eligibility certificate is given. Okay, so for reference, they have given this format in the DTE brochure. Again, you will get it only after the brochure comes out. Okay, so till that time, you can visit the Tehsildar office and keep your eligibility certificate ready. the Tehsildar office will ask you for certain documents. Okay, and it could take around 15-20 days. So it is better to keep this document ready beforehand. Don't wait till the end. Tuition fee waiver scheme, called as the TFWS scheme, was announced by the Home Ministry in 2007. Okay, now this is purely an educational institutes scheme. Okay, EWS came in 2019. This is more or less similar, but it is only for educational institutes. Again, one rule is the family income has to be less than 8 lakhs. Okay, and 5% seats are reserved in all colleges. This is different from EWS. Okay, so the 10% quota of EWS is different. This 5% quota is different. And good thing about this scheme is the documentation requirement is simpler. Okay, for this TFWS scheme, the student needs to have a domicile certificate, which is a must, and an income certificate. Okay, family income less than 8 lakhs. That income certificate along with domicile is enough to qualify for TFWS. Okay, so you could try for TFWS as well as EWS. Okay, it is quite possible that the student can try in both. Wherever he gets admission, that's his benefit. All the documents that we talked about till now are mentioned in the DTE website. Okay, or they are given in the DTE admission rules in the brochure. Certain other documents you need to know because these might be required for autonomous colleges, or certain colleges might ask for these documents in the institute quota admissions. Okay, so let's talk about these other documents. One is a migration certificate. Okay, if you have done your 12th standard from a board which is not Maharashtra State Board, okay, if you have done it through CBSE or ICSE or some other state board, then a migration certificate might be asked. Okay, DTE brochure does not talk about the migration certificate. Okay, let me tell you, even the IITs don't ask for migration certificate. So it is not something which is asked everywhere, but it is better to keep it ready in case you have done your 12th standard from some other board. Okay, in fact, CBSE board and ICSE board will give you this migration certificate immediately with the results itself. Okay, you don't even need to apply for it. Okay, what is this migration certificate? It is simply a certificate given by your 12th standard board which says that they don't mind if you leave that board and take admission in some other board or some other university. Okay, it is like a permission given to you to leave that particular board and take admission in another board or university. Okay, so that's migration certificate. Second is this anti-ragging affidavit. Okay, this is something that you need not do right now. After you get admission in a particular college would give you a particular format and ask you to give this affidavit saying that in case the student is caught in indulging in some ragging activity, he will be immediately expelled. Okay, so this is something which is to be given after admission. Right now you don't need to worry about this. Let's come to gap certificate. Okay, again, a gap certificate is required only if you have taken a break after your 12th standard. Okay, this is not a very common thing for engineering admissions. Generally in Mumbai, students don't take a break after 12th standard. They immediately give their CET or JEE and take admission. This is more common in medical line or in the IITs, where sometimes students who don't get admission take a break for a year. In case you fall within that category, if you have taken a break, then a gap certificate might be asked. Okay, wherein you have to give the reasons why you took a break for a year. Okay, again, this gap certificate, colleges will give you the format in which they require that certificate. So right now it's not necessary for you to run around for this. Okay, only if necessary you will give the certificate in whichever college you take admission. Okay, so these were the documents required for your engineering admission. I would say do not wait till the last moment. Okay, it would be better if you can arrange for these documents beforehand, because last moment there is a lot of panic which sets in and there will be a lot of rush also. Okay, and government offices might take more time if you delay it. Okay, so it's better to do beforehand. This is just an example of a migration certificate issued by the ICSE board. Okay, you can see it mentions permission is hereby given, okay, to the above mentioned candidate to study and appear for the examination of any board. Okay, so in a way they are releasing you to take admission wherever you want. One more thing I need to mention. This is a website, applesarkar.mahaonline.gov.in. It is a Maharashtra government website where a lot of certificates like your domicile certificate, your caste certificates, your income certificates, you can apply online. Okay, it's you need to log in first, and you need to after logging in, you need to search for whichever service you want. Okay, a lot of services are available here, and they give you your certificate in a definite time period. Okay, so just for your record, I have put this slide here so that you can understand where to apply. Okay, online applications are possible. Okay, with this I come to the end of this video. If there are any questions, any queries you have, feel free to contact us during our seminars or even otherwise. Okay, thank you so much and wish you all the very best.